Okay, this is the second part of the charity information session for Chamber for Good. Sometimes this is used as the main training session. What we're going to do here is actually walk through the system from a charity's point of view and actually go into the various elements, the profile, adding your profile, posting needs, administrative elements, just to give you that good solid overview so that you can dive in and actually get to work and start getting some visibility and giving relationships for your nonprofit. So first off, we're going to go ahead and start here at just a local Chamber for Good site and system. This is for the Surprise Regional Chamber of Commerce, which is based in Northwest Phoenix. And again, you're probably by now familiar with the look and the feel of the website. And this is the page that your entire community, your residents, and everybody else will be brought to in order to be able to support the local charities and causes. So right off the bat, again, we're seeing these trailheads here of the donate money, donate time, donate items. And again, we've gone through this in the previous training session. But again, this allows the residents to be able to come here and to be able to browse local needs, either financial needs, volunteer needs, or item needs. And so again, if I were to click on View Volunteer Needs, I could go in and I see immediately a map of all of the charities that are in our area, our community, that have existing volunteer needs. Then I can choose to subsort by category. So I'll go ahead and choose education, just for the sake of instruction here. And I'll go in and I see these the various different charities listed with their charity name up here and then information as to what the need is that they currently have. So again, you've chosen to view the volunteer needs for the following category, education, and then each of the charities are listed here with the title of the volunteer need and more information. So the West Valley Conservatory Ballet is actually looking for board members. And so they've posted the information here, and I could go in if I'm interested in that. I could go ahead and click on the email link. It automatically populates it with my interest. I put my information in, a little bit, any additional information I'd like to, and I click send, and immediately people are able to communicate with you. So we're going to go back, actually to the very beginning here of this particular system. If I wanted to go ahead and view item needs, again, it would be the same thing. So again, when you begin to post these item needs and these volunteer needs, they'll appear in the browse area. And so people can come and browse by needs and by categories. They won't always come specifically looking for your individual charity, although they can. They can browse the charities and they come directly to your particular profile. But most will come in actually wanting to browse the needs and take a look and see what the needs are of the local community. Additionally, they're going to be able to come in and offer time or items. So let's say I wanted to come in and say, I don't really see any volunteer opportunities that look interesting to me, but I'm going to go ahead and make an offer, and I'm going to put my name and information and say that I'd like to come in a couple weeks from Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and do some volunteer work. And I'm going to go ahead and send this out to those that have to do with art and culture, and maybe kids as well. All right, we'll go with both of those. And then I click send, and all of those charities, and again, each of you as a charity, as a nonprofit organization, have the ability to come in and select your specific categories. And you can choose more than one. So you may appear in multiple of these categories. Whichever categories you select determines who this email goes to. So if you are one of those that selected art and culture, or kids, or education, or religion, or people, whatever it may be, and they choose to send it to those categories, then you'll receive this offer for volunteer time or this offer of items, say an office desk or a computer or something along those lines. And it'll immediately go out and you'll have an ability to then get back in touch with them and get the relationship moving forward. So those are the trailheads. We've talked about those before. The featured charity, again, that is up to the Chamber of Commerce to determine those. Usually that means they're chamber members. It's a way that chambers can give a little bit of extra visibility to the charities that are supporting the chamber as well. But at the same time, the chamber wants to be all-inclusive and supporting all of the charities and the nonprofits in their area, regardless of whether or not they're chamber members. So this is a nice way that they can go ahead and give a little extra value while still allowing those non-chamber members to participate in the system. Again, the charity events calendar, you control this. Every charity that's been accepted has the ability to post events on this calendar. And you'll see it's sorted by the one that's closest to us all the way out, going further out. And if I wanted to, I click on the See Full Calendar. That takes me into the system so that I'm able to see exactly what's happening. I see the logos, more information. If they wanted, they could put a link in here as well. But a lot of great information here that they can get, and it becomes a really great place for you to be able to post charity events that the community partners are driving traffic to. And then, of course, one of the main features and most important elements here is the ability for residents to come in, and you as charities and nonprofits and public thinking and community-based organizations want to constantly not only have your own email address in here, but be promoting this regularly. Every resident of the community should have their email address entered into this box right here, and then click submit. All that means is that once a week, every Monday, they will be receiving an email that will basically show them all of the most recent needs. In fact, this is what the email looks like as it comes out. It comes from Chamber for Good with the logo of the local Chamber of Commerce to ensure that they know that this is a local venture here. And then it lists the most recent 15 item needs and the most recent volunteer needs. And then obviously with a link to be able to go back to the website as well. But if I wanted to, all right, so we've got Sun City Can. They need stacking and folding chairs. All right, I've got some of those, or let me find out a little more about that. I click on that button. It takes me back to the actual Chamber for Good site where I can see that information in a little detail, and then I can go ahead and click on the email logo there and communicate with them directly. Okay, so this is what that weekly email goes out looking like. Again, very straightforward, intuitive, basic. We just want to get them the information so they can go ahead and move on and make some good decisions. All right, now as people wander through and browse the needs, sometimes they'll come to the actual need and then want to go ahead and take a look at who that charity is. So for example, if I go into view item needs, I'm going to go into art and culture. It looks like WHAM, this is an art association. They've got several needs here. All right, well maybe I want to learn a little more about this organization. So I'm going to go ahead and click on their title, and that takes me to their information page. Okay, so this is their profile page. They have a donate link posted, they have a Facebook link posted, a website as well. Now they've gone ahead and put quite a bit of information, and so a scroll bar has popped up. So we don't want you to feel limited by these size constraints here. You can put in as much information as you like, and a scroll bar will appear to allow people to be able to read a little bit more about you. And then of course the item needs, they're listed by title, but if I want additional information, well, all right, volunteer items, Art is Alive and Surprise Art Festival. Well, what kind of volunteer things do they need there? Well, all right, here's some more information. They need volunteers for directing parking, setting up tents, tearing down after event, and I think I could probably help with that. It's on April 6th and 7th. I'll go ahead and let them know, or perhaps ask for more information and go ahead and click send and be able to communicate with them. We'll take a look at another charity here as well. This is a profile page for the Dysart Community Center. Each of you will have your own profile page. And again, as you can see, they all follow the same format. All of the information around here on the outer edges is taken from information that you give the system when you first choose to add your charity to become a Chamber for Good member. The outstanding needs, this information you cannot post until you have been approved. Once you've been approved by the Chamber of Commerce, an email goes to you with your username and password letting you know that you're approved, and at that point you can log in and begin to post needs. So let's talk about how each of those is done. First of all, to add my charity, I'd simply click on the Add My Charity. I come in and I see the information that they need captured here. I also notice this shaded box. This is the eligibility statement, and every Chamber for Good system governed by each local chamber may have a slightly different Chamber for Good eligibility statement. So be sure to read that eligibility statement and make sure you qualify. Save yourself some grief if you don't, if you're not actually a 501c3, or if you don't have any local activities or local presence and you're not based locally, you most likely won't be eligible for this local Chamber for Good system. But if you do, then go ahead and put your information in here. You'll notice that you create your own username and password. You'll put your website in. You choose what logo or photo you want to go ahead and put in for your profile page. Over here on the Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, if you don't put anything in there, that icon will not appear. So it tries to keep it very clean, and we don't want icons that lead to nowhere. And then down here is the description and the mission that we talked about earlier, where if you put in a whole bunch of information, that's just fine. A scroll bar will pop up to accommodate it. And then over here, of course, you'll choose which categories correspond to your charity and best describe you. You'll simply click Add Charity, and that immediately goes off to the Chamber of Commerce. They're notified that a charity has applied to be part of Chamber for Good. Once they review that information, if they change it from pending to approval, you'll receive an immediate email notification letting you know that you are now approved and you can log into the system. So, what does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and click on the charity login. Once you've received approval and you have your username and password, you would come to this page. So you'd go to your local Chamber for Good site system and click on that charity login page below, and this is where you put the information in. So let's go into a local charity into their administrative area and take a look. I've changed some of the things on here, obviously, for public consumption. But as you come in, you'll see that you can go in and make all of the changes to your profile page, your username and password, your contact information, and then you can change your categories even. You can go in and you can add additional information to your description and to your mission, helping people understand what it is exactly you do. You simply click on Save Changes to make sure that that takes. You can also change your logo at any time, upload a new graphic, whatever you'd like to do. You can do that here, or you can also do that here. To post items, for example, if you have item needs, all you do is click on Add Items Needed. I click on that link. It pulls up a very simple box. I type in the title of the item and then add any description that I feel would be helpful right here, and then I click Add. And just like that, that item need now appears in my profile. It appears throughout the browse mechanism of the Chamber for Good site, and it will appear in that weekly email that goes out, notifying residents of all of the local needs. Likewise, if I wanted to add a volunteer posting, I would click here. Again, looks very similar. I type in the title and the description. Be descriptive as possible here and make sure that the title also really captures what it is that you're trying to do, because again, as individuals come in, most of the individuals that will be coming here will be new givers and people that may not know your charity that well, and so they'll be browsing a lot of these, and so the more descriptive you can be, the better. But it's a great opportunity for you to make residents and other community-minded organizations aware of the stuff that you're doing and the things that you're in need of. Additionally, if you want to post an event, I click on Add a New Event down here at the bottom. Title, description, start date, start time, end date, end time, and then any image associated with that. I can add links into the description if I want to take them to a different site. But once I click Add, that automatically shows up in the calendar. That's not approved or in pending status. As an approved Chamber for Good charity, you have immediate access, and all of your changes to your calendar items, to your items needed, and your volunteer needs immediately are posted on the site and system and then go out in those weekly emails. So you are in control of your profile. You're in control of getting the word out about your organization as well. Okay. So I'm going to come back. Oops, I clicked on the wrong one there. We'll come back to the profile page here. Where did I put that profile page? All right, let's actually come back out to the front here. So a couple things to keep in mind here. First of all, you want to add your charity very quickly. If you haven't already done that, that doesn't take more than just a few minutes. So you click on the Add My Charity, get the information in, Chamber will approve you, send you an email back. At that point, you'd come to this page again, and you would click on Charity Login. And at that point, you're able to go in and start making changes to your profile if you'd like. But more importantly, you're able to post needs for the donate time, donate items, post a link for your donate money, and then of course you're able to go in and post charity events as well. The Chamber for Good system is powerful in that the Give Local link will be on your Chamber of Commerce website promoting you, as well as local media partners and other community-minded organizations. You as a charity participating in Chamber for Good don't have to pay anything. There is no cost to participating. This is a community service that your Chamber of Commerce is providing to your community. But the one cost, if you will, that there is, or the one commitment, is that you also post the Give Local link on your website. And you need to have that there. Now, if you're not a locally based or regionally based charity, that may become problematic if you're part of a larger national organization where they may not allow that. It's understandable, but those of you that are local, your local Chamber for Good and local community really needs that support. You're not asked to pay anything, but please help spread the word, and we want to make people aware of all of the great, wonderful local causes and charities, and to see how easy it is to give to these great causes. Between the volunteering offer options and the item offer options, as well as the browse options, members of your community are going to come to know your charities in a much easier way. And then of course, the more individuals that we can get to put their email address in at the bottom here, so that that email goes out to a large number of residents in your community, you will become well known and much better known to all of your local residents as well, and no longer be kept a great secret in your own community. That sums up kind of the overview of the Chamber for Good system on a charity basis. Looking forward to seeing your charity in there and beginning to build new relationships and gain a whole bunch of new visibility.